Hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry. I'm Motion Pro. Welcome to episode 10 of my Z-Master Toro Kohler EFI engine. Rebuild, reinstall. There's just so many things that I've done to this in 10 episodes that I'm not going to recap it for you. If you guys want to see the other 9 episodes, I'll leave a playlist link in the description. Go check it out yourself. But anyway, from the last episode, this engine ran. Started up and ran after I did like 10,000 things to it, you know what I mean? And then it didn't run. So right now, I'm getting a super fast flashing red light on the check engine thing. Never had that before. That means there's faults. Also, we discovered that I'm not getting any spark anymore. And I don't know why. Because an EFI engine runs all its spark through 2 coil packs for the V-twin. That's run by the ECM, electronic control module, which is like $1,000. So if I fried that, that's it. I'm not gonna go spend money on a new ECM just to see if it works. Now, of course, if I had like a spare ECM somewhere, I could try that and see if I get spark back. But as far as I know, if you're not getting spark out of an EFI engine, your ECM is busted or both coil packs are busted. But what are the chances both coil packs are busted at the same exact time? There are 4 fuses on the control panel, which I've checked like 10 times each. There are 3 on the right side of the engine that are in individual containers. I've checked all those too. I'm gonna check it another time with a volt tester, see if everything lights up. I did look at the schematics of the parts diagram, and there's actually a relay too. But this thing cranks and everything. I'm also gonna go search. I might have a similar relay that I might try. If everything looks good, I'm gonna remove these 2 top panels and try to remove the fuel injectors, because I think that the fuel injectors are definitely clogged. Because when we got this fuel pump to finally work manually with an outside power source, it did work. And it shot out this black gooky fuel. Now, fuel coming from the gas tank through the mechanical fuel pump, through here, it was clean fuel. Changed the fuel filter as well. But coming out of here, you never know when this thing worked last, right? So it was like a lot of black fibers, almost like fuel line residue. It was just black. I'm pretty sure that that stuff is now clogging both fuel injectors. But still don't get spark. If you don't have spark, it doesn't matter if your fuel injectors are clogged, because you're not going to start no matter what. I may also pull the spark plug from the other side and check if we have spark at least on one of the spark plugs. And also inspect the valves too, because when I crank it now, it makes that funny noise, as if a valve's not opening. Those are all the final checks that you can do to troubleshoot why you don't get spark. And honestly, I'm this close from walking away from this. I've just had it. 10 episodes with back-breaking work to rebuild this engine, put it back in here. It did start. I will call that a win. Start and ran, as you guys remember. But then now it doesn't. So, working on an EFI engine, I mean, I'd rather be sticking needles in my eye, honestly. It's a stupid idea. Reading all the forums around small engine repair with these Kohler EFI engines, it's just a headache one after another. And I've seen people throwing away these engines, not for free, but like $250 for 2 busted EFI engines. I could just buy that and pick the parts out, and I'm sure I can make one running one. But how long is that gonna last? You know what I mean? It's just not a reliable engine, from what I've experienced so far. Maybe you guys that have had these engines for years could tell me, are these reliable? Have you had any problems with it? So when I walk away from the EFI engine, I'm probably gonna take a really good Briggs V-twin engine that I have in the back on another tractor. I mean, that engine I rebuilt also. It's beautiful, runs so smooth. Runs smoother than the DLT 2000 that I just rebuilt. However, the shaft for that is only 1 inch. The regular lawn tractor residential diameter of the crankshaft is only 1 inch. This one here being professional, commercial, it's a 1 1/8. So if I was to use this engine with a different type of deck or electric PTO, I'd have to get like a 1 inch to 1 1/8 inch adapter for the crankshaft for it to fit. Either way, I don't have a deck for this either, even if I did put an engine on here. Now, if I put the V-twin Briggs engine on here, you know what else I'd have to do? Remove the wiring harness of the EFI, completely remove it, and substitute it with a conventional residential mower wiring harness from that V-twin. And it's easy to do. Remember, for an engine to run that's not EFI, you only need 4 connections: battery, ground, solenoid, magneto. That's all you need, 4. So let's get to troubleshooting. As you can hear, the landscapers are here right when I'm recording and making a lot of noise. Testing my test light. Good. Good, good. Switched. Good, 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 good. This 10 amp one doesn't seem to be working. New 10 amp fuse. Still doesn't work. So fuse is good, but not getting any power coming from the red one. All the other ones work. This one doesn't. That's cause for concern. So this panel right here. Electrical. This looks like a motor. Battery. This is, I don't know what that looks like. It looks like a connector. Anyway, this, and this work. This one does not work, even after a new fuse. Maybe it's the innards. Should I take this panel apart? Hey, so I took this panel apart. And look what I found. It's got a hidden meter. It says 1643 on it. I don't know what it is. It's hidden inside. I don't know if this is stock or not. It looks stock. But anyway, when I was back here, I was jiggling things around and I heard the fuel pump go on. I'm going to shut off the power, turn on the power and do it again. Listen. I heard it before. Oh, look. And it shut off by itself. So now the fuel pump is working. Huh. So I have some kind of loose connection in here or something, because I just moved it and it started working. And now the check engine light is a solid red. Before it was flashing. So if the fuel pump now works, maybe it'll now get spark again because the connection is right. Maybe it'll start now. Let's see. Let's give it a few cranks after I satisfy the interlock system. And I have satisfied the interlock system. See if the fuel pump goes on. It does. Ooh, did something, which means we're getting spark now. So something's happening. I could hear it, but I have a feeling something's wrong with the valves. Valves aren't opening. But I think we're getting spark now. Yeah. So I think the fuel injectors are clogged. We're now getting spark. It wants to start. we're getting somewhere. Just find it strange that the 10 amp fuse never lights. So there's a loose connection in there somewhere. Okay, whatever I did with jiggling that harness around, we are now getting the fuel pump to go on by itself. When it pressurizes the 40 psi, it stops. And now look, we have spark. However, still not starting. Cylinders probably aren't getting any fuel because of the yucky fuel that was going into the injectors, so my injectors are probably clogged. However, I do hear something funny, like the doop, 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 that sound. I never checked the valves on that side because it's such a cramped area now. I'm gonna try to take the valve cover off and check the valves. If I have a bent or busted out rocker arm like I did on this side, I might have to check both. Okay, I removed the fuel injector, cleaned it thoroughly. This is the hole that the fuel injector goes into, and I could see the valves. This hose that goes to the other fuel injector on the other cylinder. And I cleaned it. So fuel goes from fuel pump to this union that transfers fuel to this hose that goes to the other one. Fuel injector is the fuel injector here, and I couldn't blow through it. I used compressed air to try to blow it clean. Nothing was coming out, but then I figured it probably needs to be energized with power so that something opens to allow it to mist. So I just connected it to the pigtail. And let's see if it mists. I'm going to use my thumb and block off the other hole that leads gas to the other cylinder. We're going to block that off. I'm going to crank it, see if it mists. As you see, it mists just fine. So it is not clogged. It's good. Mists pretty good. So this injector seems to be working. I put that fuel injector back. Now I'm going to try it. I know for sure that that fuel injector is cleared. You saw the misting come out. And I checked the valves on this side. There's nothing wrong with them. So let's see. Fuel pump is working. Priming the line. It's primed the line up to 40 psi. Nothing. Why won't it start? Let's see if we get spark on this side. I had the PTO on. So we got plenty of spark on that one. So we got both sparks. I mean, it should have gone off on this one, right? We checked the fuel injector and it was misting just fine. And so I don't think the other one's dirty because the fuel transfers here first, then goes over there. And this one wasn't clogged. So I don't get it, man. Unless it has a sheared key. on the flywheel and the timing's wrong? God, how's that possible? I'm gonna inspect both spark plugs. I'm gonna take both spark plugs out. Okay, so I'm starting to figure out what my problem is. Hey, what's your problem? Problem is that my hydraulic lifters are getting saturated with oil. I've bled them like 5 times, and that's the problem. My hydraulic lifters are getting filled with oil, therefore the push rod is not able to go in that play, that amount of space, half an inch or so into the lifter to open the valves. So the valves were not opening, therefore gas was not getting into the cylinder, and that's why this side, the spark plug was always dry, and it never ignited because it wasn't getting any fuel in the cylinder. So when I took both of these out again, both lifters were full of oil. You were not able to push the push rod into the hydraulic lifter. It wouldn't go in. So I had to bleed them both again. A lot of oil came out of both lifters. So now I bled them again, but remember the bottom rocker arm? The bolt that goes into the head was stripped, so I got another bolt that was longer that went all the way in.
That's what she said!
However, this time, I had to remove it to get the push rod out, to get the lifter out. So when I tried to put it back in again, it stripped even more. So now I just shoved a thicker screw in there all the way in. So hopefully that'll hold, but I have a feeling that I might need to get a new cylinder head. But I've bled these 2 lifters. Maybe it'll start now? I don't know why my lifters keep getting saturated with oil. I mean, how does the oil get in there? Do I need to get new lifters? Is that why? That there's supposed to be a check valve in each of these hydraulic lifters so that oil comes out but it won't go in? Maybe mine's faulty? Anyway, this cylinder should be okay with opening and closing valves. So maybe it'll start now. We'll find out. I've been at this all day. I can't stand no more. Oh, there we go. Still doesn't start. Yep. I think maybe this side also, but I mean this side should start. Unless the timing's off and the keyway's bad.
So I was gonna rip my hair out. So I decided to walk away from this. The next day I decided I was just gonna clean out my garage so I can put my DLT 2000 into the garage. I moved out that pile of engine parts that the kid gave me from that mother load. Decided to put it into my shed and then now cleared up a lot of space. Now the DLT 2000 can fit into the garage and I don't have tractors all over the place on my driveway. Has to be done. I need to take a break from that damn Kohler EFI engine.
Good morning. It's a sad day. Yesterday I saw this little baby squirrel. It was hiding under my wife's car. And then this morning I see it over here. It didn't look like it could move very well, so I think it got partially run over in the back. It's flat. And he didn't survive the night. I feel so bad. I'm gonna bury him right there where he sits. That's all I can stand. I can't stand no more. I'm like Popeye. I think I'm gonna walk away from this now. I've done hours and hours and hours of troubleshooting. This is episode 10. Short of getting new lifters and new cylinder head, I just don't know, man. I mean, we did get the fuel pump to work and the spark is back. Still won't start. The lifters get filled with oil almost immediately, and I have to bleed them every time. If I don't bleed them, the push rods will not push in, will not open the valves to allow fuel to get in here. My hydraulic lifters are a problem, and this cylinder head. But we got spark, got the fuel, the injectors are cleaned. Could be a sheared key too. Do you know what it involves to remove the top engine cover to get the flywheel off to see if the key is sheared? Do you know what that involves? There's so much shit on this cover that you have to take like 2 episodes just to get it off. It's a terrible design. I want to just take off this top here, right? And drill a hole so I can see if the key is sheared. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna walk away from this for a while. I might come back to it, I guess. In the meantime, I'm just hoping that somebody out there knows exactly what's wrong with this motherfucker and leaves me a comment. Or email me if you don't feel comfortable commenting in front of everybody. Email me, mowersblowers@aol.com. Yes, I still use AOL because it's the only damn service where I can get the word mowers blowers. This episode sucked because I really didn't get anything accomplished. I mean, we did get spark back. The fuel pump now works. Just had to jingle some wires in the harness under there. But hope somebody out there enjoyed this video because I thought it sucked. If you guys like, share, and subscribe, allows me to continue to bring you small engine content like this one. Hope you guys have a great day, a better one than mine. We'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.
See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.